you're a service-based business owner that wants to be able to generate more leads on Facebook and Instagram, one of the common problems that sometimes our With You members were facing before they came into the With You program is they got clicks from a lot of the wrong people. Maybe they weren't financially qualified, maybe they were in the wrong industry. And there's certainly some things you can do on your landing pages to filter out or disqualify some of the wrong leads. However, one of the best things you can do is just fix problems further upstream, further up in the funnel to just prevent them happening at all on your landing page. And then there's some other beneficial byproducts of that. For example, just training the pixel to find more of the right people rather than just like disqualifying them through the landing page. And so I'm going to be teaching you the 3 things that you need to write in a good hook in your body copy, but also in your video ads as well, so you can get more clicks from the right people. Now, something that always happens or always gets asked anyway is, oh, doesn't it just come down to the targeting? Like, don't you just get the right people with the targeting? And it's not entirely true anymore. I remember 2017 used to be, getting the microphone with this 2017 used to be like the wild west for targeting on Facebook and Instagram. It was so sick. Like, I remember there used to be a targeting option. They got rid of it, I think 2018. It used to just say homeowners. You never told Facebook when you owned a home. It just worked it out based off of your browser activity. Every single time you went to any website that had someone's pixel on it, it would just work out that you're a homeowner just based off of your activity, because that's like, I think 67,000 unique data points on every single Facebook, really now called Meta user. So a lot of it just comes down to your messaging. Well, it does now anyway. And so I'm going to be teaching you some core principles to write good hooks. Now, it's actually the same with landing pages. When it comes to ads or landing pages, it's kind of shaped like this, as in like how impactful something is. So for example, the stuff at the top of an ad is super impactful. The stuff at the top of a landing page is super impactful. However, as you travel further down the ad, travel further down the landing page, it has less and less impact. And it's simply because less people reach that. For example, the hook, the first, I think it's 3 lines on Meta. The first 3 lines on Meta that actually appear are super impactful because everyone sees it, and that dictates if they're going to keep reading, if a lot of people are going to click or not. However, not many people will read all the way down to the bottom where it says click below to learn more, right? It's super low impactful. Not many people are going to travel all the way to the bottom of the landing page, but pretty much all people will see, if assuming they click, all people will see the part that's called above the fold. And so that's why the hook is so important. It's truly I think it's the Pareto principle, the 80-20 thing. The hook is really the 20% of your ad, which is going to get you 80% of the results. Same with the hooks in your video, like the first 3 seconds is going to be super impactful. Like if you look at a lot of my ads, like I'm a lazy media buyer. So what I'll do is I'll just copy ads over and then just change the hook and then just keep like the body and the call to action pretty much the same. The other thing as well is because you have less targeting options, Facebook needs to use more and more data points to figure out who to best serve your ad to. So for example, you used to be able to, so if you're a B2B business like me, and you're trying to target service-based business owners, you'd be able to target like small business owners, business page admins, Instagram business profiles, but the problem with that is in that pie of business owners, there's also just like a certain segment of them which were e-commerce, and we no longer work with e-commerce businesses. And so what we used to be able to do was create another target audience and just exclude it. And so this, I suppose, part of the Venn diagram would be anyone interested in Shopify, Etsy, any of these like drop shipping websites and stuff like that. And we go, cool, anyone that's interested in that, take them out and exclude them from our audience. So theoretically, we'd be left mostly with service-based business owners, right? However, they took that away, I think 3 or 4 months ago. I don't know why. It was like my favorite feature. We can now define further, which is basically going, okay, so service-based business owners that are also interested in this, and then you can target that segment there. However, the general sentiment from a lot of these advertising platforms is that they're getting more and more automated. So you need to provide more and more data points. And one of those data points is the copy, and it's going to read the copy in your ad. It's going to read the transcript of your videos. It's going to look at graphical sentiment analysis when they look at the images and the frames in your videos. It's going to look at it, read the headlines on your landing pages. And so one of the super impactful things you can do is just tailor your hook to speak directly to your audience. Now, there's 3 things that a good hook does. Firstly, it infers who it's for. Now, a really mediocre ad will be something like, does anyone see those copy and paste gym ads that these really cheap agencies do? There's like, we're looking for 20 guys in the South Perth area that are looking to lose blah, 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 blah. It's just like, it's not a clever ad. People know you just like dropped a pin there. It's not clever. People appreciate and frankly, the numbers show that they better respond to ads that imply who they are and that you understand them as a person beyond just their age and geography and demographic behaviors, right? Or demographic behaviors, demographic facts, demographics. So, for example, let's write out a hook right now and then we'll rewrite it. All right, let's work with this ad. So this is the first draft. Are you a business owner that wants to grow? Well, this doesn't infer who they are. It's too explicit and it's very boring, right? So if we were to make this infer rather than just ask like, hey, you're a business owner, what could we do instead? Well, we could look at the exercise that I like to do. Let's look at this key one here, business owner, right? How can we infer who this is for? Well, we can do our little custom avatar, which I've done on this YouTube channel so many times, so I'm not going to explain it anymore. But what are some of the things they're moving towards and what are some of the things that they're moving away from? So one of the things that they're moving away from is relying on word of mouth. I'm just going to put WOM. So how could we rewrite this hook to speak to relying on word of mouth? So we could say, are you a business owner that wants to grow? We could say, is relying on word of mouth inhibiting your growth? That's much better. So now version 2 is relying on word of mouth preventing your growth. That infers this is for business owners. So it's slightly better. But what's the second thing that we want a hook to do? The second thing we want to do is exclude undesired audience. So much like I was saying before with business owners, there's like typically, well, there's a lot of different categories, but let's just split it into service-based business owners and e-commerce business owners. Well, the problem with this is if we only want service-based business owners, a e-commerce business owner could read this and go, oh, this is for me. And so we need something in here that excludes e-commerce business owners from clicking this ad in the first place. And so the way we can do that is with the same activity we did before, we can make the problem clearer that this is for service-based business owners. For example, e-commerce business owners don't need to generate leads. They produce sales directly off of their website without any conversations. And so what we can do is add a component to this hook that implies you need to generate leads. So what can we do here? Is relying on word of mouth preventing your growth? Instead of growth, because all business owners want growth, we can talk about the pipeline. So version 3 could be, is relying on word of mouth leaving you with an empty pipeline. Now, we know that it's for business owners and that it's specifically for service-based business owners because an empty pipeline is a problem specific to service-based business owners. Now, the third thing that a good hook does, is pique curiosity. I hope I've spelled that correctly, P-I-Q-U-E and not P-A-K, because Sophie's going to kill me and she's an English major, but she's not here. Is relying on word of mouth leaving you with an empty pipeline pique curiosity? Not really. It's usually like Sophie agrees with me as well. We have a bit of a pet peeve for hooks that are just like questions to the ideal customer. So what's one way that we could pique curiosity here? Oh, this is going to turn into a pitch for With You, so look out. This is the unveiled advantage 242 business owners abused to flood their pipeline in 2 days. Far more compelling and curious than is relying on word of mouth leaving you with an empty pipeline. And so if you want to join and by the time you watch this, there'll probably be far more than 242 members in the With You community, then click the link in the description so we can actually take your business from relying on word of mouth, getting a lot of clicks but no conversions, getting leads from the wrong people, not being able to close leads that come from ads because you've been trying to sell them to like word of mouth and referral leads, then click the link in the description because we're going to teach you exactly how to write ads that the right person clicks, send them to a landing page that converts them to a lead, and actually make sure that impression turns into a transaction in your bank account. But anyway, now you know how to write good hooks.